How do you talk to your kids about the horrific violence in Connecticut? Dr. Sheela Raja is a clinical psychologist at UIC. She's here with us this morning. Thanks for being with us.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
I guess the question is what to say and what to do. Let's talk about what to do first. There's so much of this story all over our airwaves, frankly, the radio, every form of media. Should kids be shielded from some of that?
Yeah, kids absolutely need to be shielded from a lot of it, particularly if they're younger, you know, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, you know, grade school should definitely be shielded. It's harder to shield them as they get older and they have access to the internet and social media.
Yeah. Dealing with young kids, if they haven't seen this or they haven't brought questions to a parent, should the parent address this with them?
I think that you need to sort of feel your kids out depending on their age to see whether they may know anything. I think younger kids may not know anything, but certainly middle school and beyond, they probably do. And you need to address, you know, have you heard anything about the news lately, sort of general questions, and go from there. But you do need to reassure them that they're safe in some capacity, even to say, you know, your school's got procedures and I know what they are, this is what you can do, because we need to reassure them that the world is a safe place, even though these things happen.
Exactly. That's the first thing, to make sure that they have a sense of personal safety. But we also have to make sure that they know what to do in case these kinds of situations arise.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think this is where we move into being advocates for our kids as parents. You know, our superintendent was very proactive and sent this email about what they do under emergency circumstances, but then I'm going to email back as a parent and say, okay, so what do I need to tell my kids about how they can cooperate with those sorts of procedures? What do I need to impart to my kids to be involved in that process?
Is there, though, in the end of the day, is there a sad realization that there is really nothing we can do to keep our kids completely safe in a school setting?
Well, here's the thing. I think that as parents, we have to cope with this through keeping up our routines, through hugging our kids, limiting our TV viewing. But here's the other thing we need to do in terms of advocacy. One thing that helps people heal from a mental health standpoint is some kind of control. So to look into yourself and say, hey, do I want to stand up and say, I don't think that, you know, non-military people need assault rifles? Maybe this is a watershed moment for moms and dads out there. You know, maybe we need to say, hey, I'm going to advocate for good, accessible mental health care, like to do something to make the world safer and saner for our kids. We owe it to all of our kids and those kids from yesterday.
Well, that certainly is undeniable.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Next on CBS 2.